Hello, Eagle parents. Day one is in the books. So I'm not going to lie. I think today went as well as it could possibly go. And I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that our Eagles were ready to come back to school. Number one, I know that they were excited to come back. They've been out of school for 5 months and they were ready. So you guys all had them educated. You had them prepared for day one. You explained to them the expectations and how things were going to work. So you've obviously had those conversations at home. And thank you for making that possible because that was a big reason why we had a successful day. We had zero issues with students today. So they were all very cooperative, very compliant. They were all great listeners. So some of them were exceptional leaders. Our snowball and our student council kids did a great job helping out too. So kudos to them. So that was a big factor. We had a few issues with our Wi-Fi this morning. A couple of the wings were out. We had a power surge over the weekend that rendered a couple of our servers useless, but we got those back up and running thanks to the IT department for that. Tomorrow is a B day, remember that. So when they come in tomorrow, they will go directly to their 4th-hour class, okay? So remind them of that. And they're going to have a different lunch time, probably a different lunch location, but their teacher will explain that to them. So teachers did a fabulous job explaining that today, because if you were to actually see the matrix for what our lunch schedule looks like, you would be like, there's no way they're going to figure that out. But our teachers did a great job explaining that, and Miss McGann did a nice job developing that. So kudos to all of them. 0 hours. So doors open at 6:30 for 0 hour. They lock at 7:10. So 0 hour students need to be on time. That 0 hour class starts at 7 o'clock. They need to be here by 7 o'clock. Those doors will not open again until 7:50. So please don't drop your student off at 7:30 and have them expect to stand outside, because then they get to congregating there. So that would make it a lot better if they were dropped off closer to 7:50. Also, something that I failed to communicate earlier, and I had it written down and just kept forgetting to say it. We do not have microwaves available for the students at lunch. It's just too high of a contact point for our students, and it's not worth the health risk. So those are not available right now. If you're a remote learner, remember, Wednesday is when you can pick up your supplemental materials in your textbook. So you can do that on the north side of the building without coming into the building. You're going to pull up to the library doors. They'll be open. You'll see a table there, and someone will meet you there as you walk up to the table, and they'll get your supplemental materials for you there. So please remember that. Homerooms. Have your students continue to check their schedule each day, because their homeroom periods are shifting. As students are opting out of homerooms, those class sizes are shrinking, and we are condensing those schedules to free those teachers up to allow them to do some other things. A lot of those teachers are covering the lunch periods for them. So if we could give them a period without homeroom or supervision duties during homeroom, that would greatly benefit their planning and also foster the spirit of goodwill with those teachers too. So just be mindful, if you've decided to opt out your student out of the homeroom, contact your student's counselor, and also copy Miss McGann here at the bottom of this email. Actually, I have the wrong address for it right there. Now it's correct. So copy her on that email address. Lastly, Chromebooks. If your student needs a Chromebook, or if they need a repair, they can get that done in the commons area tomorrow between 1:30 and 2:30. So that should hopefully eliminate all of our Chromebook issues. Lastly, and I'm going to take a risk here. I know I'm going to alienate half of our Eagle parents with this image, but here is the image for the day. I'm going to share that with you. It was a victory for Team Dunlap. Okay, so again, certainly wasn't problem-free, but we were able to iron out some of those wrinkles. And all things said, if you'd have told me yesterday that the day would have gone as well as it did, I'd have thought that you were lying to me. So, hey, kudos to your kids. Kudos to these people in this building that made that happen. And until the next update, you stay healthy and you stay classy. Thanks, Dunlap.